I was just sitting here thinking about the background noises. I know you guys heard earlier when they were walking and stuff. Do you hear that noise now? It's like a crinkling. It sounds like fire. I'm beginning to think that something awfully bad is about to happen. Anyways, Emmeline and Cordelia had known each other since they were both babies, and they were almost inseparable. They spent most of their waking hours together, sitting in the lakefront in Linton's private estate. They would stare across the troubled waters, which carried along with it lily pads, reeds, and fish with shimmering scales, and they would talk, sipping raspberry lemonade. Raspberry lemonade. Everyone in Barby knew that the lake in Linton Estates belonged to Cornelia and Emmeline. They climbed it through the countless hours they had wandered away by those grassy banks, feeding the fish and dipping their bare toes in the water. The lake was a private land, a secret garden everyone knew of, but nobody would intrude upon. And so it was that Emmeline and Cornelia spent the summer months together, basking under the sunshine. Okay. So, how is your embroidery coming along? Cornelia appeared to have given Emmeline a light shove with the shoulder. Oh, please, do not ask about me embroidery. You know better than anyone how dreadful I am at it. I have no hand, eye coordination whatsoever. Emmeline giggled, returning Cornelia's shove with one of her own. I do not understand how you can be that terrible at sewing, Nellie. It's hardly a science. It may be simple to you, but it's not so for me. Engaging in an activity I have no talent for is incredibly disheartening, and I keep poking myself with the needle. Oh, let me see. Let me kiss it better. What? No! Cornelia's pout deepened, and she held her hands behind her back, attempting to hide them. Why do you want to see me hands anyway? Do you want to gloat? Me gloat? I would never! I just want to see the wounds that have been so dealt despite your best efforts, my dear Cornelia, so I may applaud you for your bravery. Humph. Forgive me for being so cynical, but I suggest you may be making fun of me. Of course I will forgive you. You cannot help your cynicism, given your father fancies himself as a philosopher. It must run in your family. Indeed it does. Our library is full of Hegel and Kant, though I doubt he understands it. Mother says he just wants to show off at dinner parties. How is it that he's able to show off if he cannot understand the material he speaks of? It has nothing to do, nothing more than bluster. Mother says pretense is one of the key traits that a man must possess if he wishes to be successful in this world. My father's an earnest man. He could not lie if his life depended on it, especially not about philosophy. Is that why Mother worries about you, Emmeline? She has said as much before. She needs to not concern herself with my family. We may not be as rich as you, but what we lack in wealth we make up for with raw talent. Are you saying I have no talent? I am saying it is somewhat sad that a 14-year-old girl such as yourself still cannot sew a single comforter. Oh! Burn! You can't sew a comforter, bitch! Hey! Cornelia, who had let her guard slip as she pondered her father's ill-fated attempts to integrate himself with the intelligence of the age, tried to obscure her hands behind her back one more time, but it was already too late. What are you doing, Emmy? I'm examining your hands as I said I would, and, oh dear. Emmeline shuddered and shook her head, her fingers still linked together with Cornelia's. They're such beautiful hands with such smooth skin, yet they're marked all over with red dots. It appears as though you have been used as a human pincushion. I already told you, Emmy, I have no skills when it comes to sewing. Why must you tease me so? I was not teasing you. I was honoring your efforts. That is a bald-faced lie, and we both know it. If you had an ounce of respect for me, you would not be smiling like that. Like what? Like that! Now let me go! But Emmeline did not. Instead, she continued to stand there, skirts fluttering about her legs, attempting to peer into Cornelia's grumpy little face with undisguised amusement. Emmy, I told you to let go. Why will you never listen to me? Because seeing you blush is so much fun, of course.